Senator Madigan.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr Acting Deputy President. I rise this evening to speak about perception and reality. If we believe the newspaper headlines, the perception is that we are in a state of crisis. In my home state of Victoria, newspapers have headlines about the closure of Alcoa and the pull-out of Holden, Toyota and Ford. You would think the proud city of Geelong was on its knees if you read the newspapers. Meanwhile, the government encourages a race to the bottom with its policies of slash and burn. And while it does this, it encourages, screeches at manufacturing and small business to innovate. Well, I have a message for the government. The best of Australian manufacturing, our smaller to medium-sized companies, many of them located in regional areas across Victoria, are alive and thriving and at the forefront of their sectors. And the best of them are all innovation leaders. And why do I say that? Because these companies, manufacturers, food processors, smaller engineering plants and exporters, have to be innovative to survive. So when the government, Industry Minister Ian Macfarlane, or the former government, the then Industry Minister Kim Carr, tell business to innovate, I can tell you this. Manufacturers I speak with have been madly innovating in spite of successive government's policies and pronouncements. The former government did do some good things for manufacturing. Many companies I speak with acknowledge this. But the fact remains the best companies in Victoria and across Australia are industry leaders in their field because they are tough, they are smart, they treat their employees well, and they are constantly innovating. In the last 8 weeks, Mr Acting Deputy President, I visited more than 40 small to medium-sized manufacturers in Melbourne, Geelong and Ballarat. Manufacturing is one of my passions, and I'm a regular visitor to factories and plants across my home state and elsewhere. Additionally, we are now planning our next Australian Manufacturing and Farming Program Industry Day in Geelong for April the 29th. The AMFP was started more than 2.5 years ago. It is a program supported and undertaken with the support and cooperation of Senator Xenophon and Bob Katter. The aim of the program, and I have to say it's been very successful to date and it's continually evolving, is to get people to focus on what unites them and not what divides them. It's not about I, it's not about you, it's not about me, it's we. It reaches out to primary schools, to the students in them, and secondary schools, by the way of grants for Australian-made equipment. The day in Geelong has already had almost 30 companies commit from both Geelong and further afield to the day on April 29. And every day we're getting notice of more companies, food processors, etc. coming on board. It's going to be a great day, and I invite all senators and members to come along and see firsthand what successful manufacturing, farm and food processing is all about. This will be the 5th AMFP Industry Day after successful days in Ballarat, Canberra, Dandenong and Adelaide. In the minutes, however, remaining, I would like to give you some examples of innovative Geelong-based manufacturing and food processing. These people, these companies are success stories, and Mr Acting Deputy President, they are the tip of the iceberg. Boundary Bend is Australia's leading producer of premium extra virgin olive oil and owns Australia's 2 top-selling homegrown olive oil brands, Cobram Estate and Red Island. A recent tour of the company's plant uncovered the biggest olive tree propagation program in Australia. The company's olive oil is celebrating recent wins in New York and LA up against oils from Spain and Italy. Boundary Bend also has one of the world's leading olive oil laboratories and is invested in state-of-the-art olive oil harvesting manufacturer in Mildura. Then we go to Air Radiators, who are engine cooling specialists with 15% of their product exported directly overseas. They also have their main factory located in Geelong, alongside Thailand and Adelaide. Major clients include Kenworth Trucks in Bayswater in Melbourne, Caterpillar and Hitachi, who expect extremely high standards of manufacturing to bear their name as an original equipment manufacturer. Carbon Revolution is a privately owned Australian company who are at the cutting edge of the carbon fibre revolution. The first composite wheels developed by their founders appeared in 2004 and are competing in this global competition of the SAE vehicles. Carbon Revolution has a vision of a new carbon-based manufacturing precinct in Geelong that could see a new age automotive component sector emerge. Currently, its plans include an initial manufacturing plant in Geelong to produce 50,000 carbon wheels a year. Another success story in Geelong is Baum Cycles. From a nondescript factory in a Geelong back street, Baum Cycles manufactures state-of-the-art, handcrafted, high-performance road bikes. They export around the world, and former clients include Cadell Evans. Another company in Geelong who exports to the world is GG Manufacturing Engineers, who manufacture components that are exported to China for Caterpillar. Another famous Australian manufacturer is Backwell IXL, the manufacturers of the household name of the IXL Tastic. This company has been innovating since 1858, 156 years of manufacturing innovation, and is a true Australian and Geelong manufacturing success story with a state-of-the-art foundry. Moving into a smaller, recently started business is the Food Purveyor, and they're a Geelong company that packages up the produce of 35 small enterprise local food producers into gift hampers. And the Food Purveyor recently made its first big sale into one of Australia's biggest retailers with hampers, and took these smaller businesses onto the national front. Then we go to the AGB group of companies, which is the collaboration of AGB Engineering, AGB Human Resources and Safety Zone. Another Geelong success story in training people to meet the challenges of the future and to help companies to achieve these new success stories. With the help of the Geelong Manufacturing Council and the Committee for Geelong, we're currently contacting another 400 plus companies, and we commend the AMFP April 29 to the Senate, and we look forward to seeing people there to support our manufacturers, our farmers and our food processors. Thank you, Mr. Deputy President.